could have been weeks or months ago. Do you remember walking into the store and being greeted by that sales associate? Did you purchase from that store? Did that sales associate influence your decision to buy or not to buy? Fellow Toastmasters, honored guests, today we're going to look at a sales strategy based on some persuasive principles that I am lovingly calling the LOVES model to successful selling. The way this is going to work is that I'm going to introduce this model and explain it to you. Go through the basics so that you understand what it is. We will then have a role play scenario exercise where you will see myself with one of your fellow Toastmasters act out how to use this LOVES principle. We will then wrap it up with a quick question and answer session. What is this LOVES model? It's straightforward and simple. L. Learn about your customer. Understand them on a personal level. What is their name? If you can, find out what they do. This will help you then be able to understand what their wants are and what their needs are. When you understand their wants and needs, you can then determine how your product or service can add value. Value is, there's different parts of value, right? There's the apparent, which is typically the benefits of what your product or service has to offer. But if you're an experienced salesperson, you know that to really sell something well, you need to go beyond the apparent benefits. If you can go beyond and show how your product or service provides value beyond the apparent, your next job of being able to land the deal or the sale will be easy. Know who they are. Understand their wants, their needs, how your product or service can provide value, and then the selling part, the sales part, should be easy. So think back to that mall experience again. Did that sales associate understand these persuasive principles or not? If they did, would they have been more effective? We'll take a look at that coming up very shortly in this role play scenario. While we're going through this scenario, I want you to focus on the LOVES model. Learn, understand your product and the value, and then finally, that sale. I will start now by moving to the next section. For the role play today, I'm going to invite my fellow Toastmaster, Michael Good, up to assist me. He's going to play the role of your everyday consumer and himself. He's walking into the Super Cool Buy store. I am playing the role as that sales associate, trying to sell some Super Cool Buy products to him. Timer, we will have 3 to 5 minutes for this as I search for my Super Cool Buy products. When Michael comes and enters our Super Cool Buy store, that's when you can start. Michael, please join me. Hi, welcome to the Super Cool Buy store.
Well, thank you. How are you?
Oh, I'm good. How are you doing today?
Doing great. Doing great. Beautiful day outside.
It is. It's much better than the deluge of rain we've had recently.
Yeah, tell me about it.
Is there anything I can help you with specifically today?
Well, so I just wanted to stop by. I know you guys have been here, your recent news store here, so I wanted to stop in and check what you guys have.
Is this your first time here?
It is, yes.
Excellent, excellent. What's your name?
Michael.
Michael, I'm Brian. Nice to meet you.
Yeah, nice to meet you.
So there's nothing specific, just check it out.
Well, yeah, just check it out.
Okay.
One of the things, though, you know, so I own a music school, right?
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah, so I own a music school, and so one of the things that I always try to keep my eye out for is some new gadgets, new things that might help our teachers teach better, get out of the way of the lesson, get out of the way of the students' learning, really be able to teach effectively.
Well, thank you so much for that. Let me ask you a couple questions. Do most of your teachers, number one, do they teach at your school or do they go to people's homes?
Yeah, great question. We go to students' homes all across Chester County.
So it's very mobile.
It is, absolutely.
Okay, Michael, very good, very mobile. Do most of your teachers have phones or smartphones by any chance?
Yes.
They
Smartphones.
Do. Smartphones, okay.
Absolutely.
Well, there's this new product that we just brought into the store.
Okay.
That it's a really cool product. It's actually called the Music Bullet.
Wow,
Pretty
yeah.
nifty. It has this little jack that fits most all standard cell phones
Okay.
or smartphones. And what this does is you could potentially turn your smartphone into maybe a teaching device. I'm not sure if you guys maybe use metronomes or anything like that.
Absolutely.
Or maybe if you introduce some new song to a student,
Yeah.
you could potentially plug this sucker in.
So
turn
what
it
is
on.
it? It's a bullet or something you said?
Yeah, it's
What
called
does
a
it do?
Music Bullet. So basically you plug in your cell phone
Okay.
and then you crank it up and it gives you rich, full sound to fill the entire room coming out of this one little device. But I think the key part of this is it could potentially, in a situation where you have a student or teacher, could improve the quality of that lesson potentially.
Right. Yeah.
So we can give you an example of that soon.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Another question, I was just thinking, do you
Yeah.
ever sell any of your products or services? Like how do you go about doing that?
Services, yes. We don't sell products. We have some rentals. We rent some instruments, but they're not available for
Okay.
sale. No.
Okay. Do you ever find yourself needing to like pitch a sale?
For the service, yes. For that initial sign up.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Another idea that just came to me. It's possible that maybe testimonials. You could record a testimonial on your smart device, plug it in, and it could be an asset to potentially landing the sale.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I see a lot of value in this product for
Okay.
you. What do you think about that?
Well, can I hear it? I mean, I'm
Sure.
curious as to if the sound quality would be good. If it amplifies the sound, that would be great.
We will do that, but for this scenario, we'll say
Okay.
it sounds great.
All right.
So what do you think about this product?
Well, that sounds pretty good. It amplifies the sound better. Like I said, I do use my iPhone sometimes to have the student hear a song, right? But sometimes we want them to be able to play along with the song if you're playing guitar or
Ooh.
piano, right? And it can sometimes get drowned out with a little iPhone speaker, even though it cranks up. If you're strumming a loud guitar, it gets a little bit louder.
So it sounds like this is a great solution for you.
Well, how much is it? I mean, I'm curious as
Great
to whether
price.
or not it's...
Because you're a first-time buyer here at Super Cool Buy,
Okay.
we're actually having a sale, 20% off
Okay.
this particular item. So it's normally $15.
Okay.
20% off, that's $12 with tax, $12.72,
That's great.
and you're good to go.
That's a
do you
great
think?
value, absolutely.
Awesome.
Yeah, absolutely. Actually, I could probably take even a couple of them because I mean, $12. That's pretty affordable, right? $12 for something like that I think would help my teachers teach better. Absolutely. I'll take maybe 4 or 5 of them actually.
Wonderful. Thank you.
All right.
Okay. All right, Michael, we have a question and answer session
yes,
now.
Okay.
Okay, so that was how you do role modeling. Just so you all know, this is not rehearsed. We did not rehearse this. This was off the cuff. He knew that it was a music bullet, which kind of worked out for me. And it kind of aligned with what he actually does, which he actually is a music teacher. So real quick, I'd like to go through a question and answer period. And the format is going to be what we call a retrospective. We use this often here in software development, so you software engineers know about this. We're going to look at what went well, what could be improved, and just a couple items we could improve upon. When I ask the first question, you can start the timer for 2 to 3 minutes. Well, what do you think went well in this scenario?
I felt like you demonstrated the product well. You got a sense of what my needs were as a client, I'll say.
Okay. Does anyone else have any inputs on what went well in this process?
You were engaged. You asked open questions. You really wanted to get into Michael's line of business and see where he went, so you can gear your proposal that direction.
So you could see the understanding part, so that you could put the value. Okay, so that's good. So that went well. So great. So we've got some good things. Most importantly, though, what I always really want to look for is what could be improved. So Michael, what do you think we could potentially improve with this process?
Great question. So I like that you were going to demonstrate it for me. That as a customer, as a purchaser, like, does it actually sound good? So I like that. I think. I don't know, that's a great question. Maybe at the beginning, I would say, I felt like you got a good understanding of what my needs were and understanding what I do and what I was looking for. I think I would have felt a little more comfortable maybe if there was just a little more rapport sort of for that first 30 seconds. Maybe I would have liked to have felt just a little more comfortable.
I think that's a good point, definitely. Anybody else from a improvement?
It sounded like the 20% off was only because he was a first-time customer, which will probably hurt your repeat business.
Yes, for the first time. But if he would have said, just so you know, this is a selling trick and tip. If he would have said I'm a returning customer, well, guess what? We got a 20% off for all returning customers.
But he might not be a returning customer because he might not expect to get the.
Oh, that's a good point too. Okay, good. Well, I think that's some good messaging there. Other thoughts? So action items. Something to take away, I think, like you said, maybe spend more time on the learning part of this model. Try to really have that, I guess it would be, we talked a little bit about the rain. Maybe a little bit more around that.
Yeah.
Small talk.
I think it was good. I think maybe some of that was coming just from me, just in this example, right? This wasn't scripted, and I just wasn't quite sure where we were going with it, so maybe I just felt uncomfortable because of that. But so I liked how we came in, you started it off asking, what are you looking for today? How can I help you? What brings you in today? That was great. And like, I didn't know you were going to say that, but that I was able to respond saying, yeah, I just wanted to check to see what you guys had today. And I felt like you handled that very well. You took it from there very well.
Thank you so much, Michael. Thanks for participating. Thank you. That's it.